For a lot of them, it's actually time. A lot of them have hoped that this problem would go away and would be delayed and pushed back. But actually, now they've really got 2 or 3 years to get this done. And it's a 2 or 3 year project as a minimum, so they've really got to get on with it and move now. A lot of it is disbelief. Clearly there's not a great economy at the moment, and most senior executives are really concentrating on saving money. So when you go to them with a project that requires you to spend money, then you have to make a higher than usual case for it, and a lot of people are struggling with that. But when the benefits are really explained, this becomes an obvious thing to do. It seems a long way off, but really when you think about it, that's not much more than 2 years really of operational time by the time you put budgets in. And we've seen with other customers that it's a minimum 2-year project to do this. So people do not have any slack in that. It's a long time on the calendar, it's not a long time in the operational process. Like everything in engineering, if you do it well, then there could be a potentially positive impact. Partly because you're focusing more on processes, you're paying more attention to things on the production line. If you do it badly, then it can kill your production line for days or weeks on end. There's no question about that. So it's really a function of attention and management detail. There's a lot more to it than that. In the Falsified Medicines Directive, there are actually 2 main planks to it. One is the identification, in other words, the code. But the other one is how do you make the boxes tamper evident? How do you stop people opening them in transit? And arguably that's at least as tricky to do. So people have to think about both elements when they're designing their strategy. That's a good question, and it's one that we get asked a lot. In fact, the answer is not completely. It's impossible to guarantee that something will stop counterfeits. All you can do is keep them down to an acceptable level. There's always a way that somebody can insert 1 or 2 counterfeits into the supply chain if they're determined. What we're trying to do is stop the industrialization of that process, stop organized crime from really making money out of this. The important thing is to do strategy first and then tactics. A lot of companies make the mistake of jumping in and thinking it's a technology problem and buying loads of kit. What they need to do is take a step back and think what are they trying to achieve with their serialization program, and building the strategy first and then building the technology blocks around it. A lot of the real savings in all of this are actually in processes, not in technology. So there's things you can do that don't require you to spend money.